That's crazy.
Jake Paul boldly claims he's ready to take down a legend, but facing Mike Tyson may be a risk he can't afford. Onlookers, from fans to legends, chimed in on the matchup. UFC champ Sean O'Malley sided with Jake, noting his younger, faster physique. Jake's been in the game 5 years, O'Malley said. He's got the speed, and this fight will end Tyson's era.
There's limits to what you can do when his body's been through it. You know, you can't count him out. I just feel like Jake's too locked in, too in it, been in it too long. With like in the last 5 years, who's been in it more? I think that matters. And what is he, 30 years younger? I just don't see this ending well for Uncle Mike Tyson.
You think Jake's got the speed factor?
Speed, I mean, power. Even at this point, Jake's not a little guy. Jake's a big fella. He's just fucking locked in. I think the rule set will play a role. You know, is it 2 minutes? Is it 4 rounds? Is it, you know, what is it gonna be? So I think that'll matter. I don't even know if that'll matter. I think Jake's gonna probably dominate.
But Lennox Lewis, who once faced Tyson himself, refused to count out his old rival. Mike's still Mike, he warned. I've seen his punch combinations, power that doesn't age.
Mike Tyson, what he does is two-dimensional. He's gonna come at you, trying to knock you out. Now, you gotta try and stay away from him, stay away from his power. I seen him working out the other day, and he throws some good combinations. So those 6-punch combinations, he has to make sure, I'm talking Jake Paul, make sure that he's not in the way of those punches, because Tyson's a real fighter.
Meanwhile, Jake Paul's training was a spectacle of its own. He mocked Tyson with antics, donning a fake belly and munching on fried chicken. Critics labeled it a farce, but Jake brushed it off, claiming, "I'm making sure the world knows I'm here to stay."
I know he's in his prime, he's fat.
I'm not fat.
He should be lean and mean, he's fat and funky.
It's heavyweight.
He's fat.
Mike.
I don't know he's in his prime, he's fat. He should be lean and mean, he's fat and funky. I saw him with his shirt off the other day, he's fat.
The world held its breath as Mike Tyson, a name synonymous with raw power and unbreakable will, released his latest sparring video. The footage showed Tyson in peak form, each punch echoing like a gunshot as his sparring partner struggled to keep up. For many, this wasn't just training, it was Tyson's message to Jake Paul.
Nice left hook!
What's good for today?
Yeah.
Actually,
Sure?
yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Sure? Yeah. It's all right?
Yes. Let's do this.
You did great.
We're done.
You sure? Yes. I got a lot in me. Let's get started.
MMA champion Chuck Liddell, however, focused on Tyson's still lethal power. If Jake gets hit by one of Tyson's knockout punches, it's game over, Liddell remarked, highlighting that, even at 58, Tyson's strength.
Mike Tyson, that's just a dick move, right? And if Jake Paul gets knocked out, he's an absolute dickhead.
Do you think Tyson has a chance? Jake, they're saying, is the favorite.
Yeah, if Tyson's taking a dive, it's the favorite, but if Tyson hits him, it's over.
So,
Hey, by the way, last thing to go is power.
Interesting.
Hey, last thing to go is power. He hits him, it's over.
So it doesn't matter.
Mike still hits. You see Mike still hits.
Okay, that's a fair warning.
Jake Paul, the influencer-turned-boxer, had his own reply. He posted clips of his rigorous training in Colorado Springs, high in the mountains where Olympic athletes pushed him to his limits. Tyson might be a legend, Paul remarked, but I've been training to shock the world.
Psych! You really thought I was partying? We out here, high altitude, Colorado Springs, with the Olympians Team USA Boxing. Let's get it! Let's go! I'm coming for you, Mike!
Even amidst the hype, the press conferences showcased a serious side to the rivalry. When asked about the match, Jake confessed, "Facing Tyson's no joke. He's still got the power, but I'm here to make history."
Yeah, man, he's looking really, really good. I'm definitely a little bit crazy, and I'm definitely a little bit scared. You know, this is the toughest fight I've had to date against the most experienced opponent. It's at heavyweight, and Tyson's dropping people in sparring. He looks the best shape and the strongest he's ever been, is what his coaches are saying. And so I know on November 15th it's going to be a war, but I just plan on outboxing him and showing the world what I'm capable of, and coming alive in the moment and knocking out one of the best to ever do it.
Boxing legends had split opinions. Manny Pacquiao couldn't fathom the matchup, voicing concerns that Jake would face a knockout.
What do you think of Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson?
That fight just got announced. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
They're gonna fight, huh?
Yeah, they're gonna fight. Do you think Jake Paul can beat Mike Tyson?
I don't think so.
For Tyson, this bout wasn't a joke. He was up to 6 or 7 rounds a day, pushing himself like he did in his prime. His punches, each honed to perfection, reminded fans why he was once the youngest heavyweight champion in history. Tyson's relentless training videos had pros and fans alike stunned. Former opponent Roy Jones Jr., who had sparred with him recently, warned, "Those punches feel like getting kicked by a mule. Jake better be prepared."
Tyson's still the strongest puncher that I've ever been in the ring with, ever. At 55 at the time, now I think he's 57, about to be 58. He's still the strongest puncher I've ever been in the ring with. First time he hit me in my chest, I feel like a mule had kicked me in my chest. So if he hits anybody on the chin with a shot like that, they're going either out or they're going down, especially guys that are not used to being hit like that. You know what I'm saying? With the exception of people like Evander Holyfield and Lewis, these guys are bigger and they can take it, but Jake Paul, I don't think he's going to be able to take that. It might hit him on the chin like that. We'll see, but it's going to be tough. He may surprise me.
Jake, however, brushed off the warnings. In his own sparring session, he knocked down his trainer with a brutal body shot, shouting, "Tyson's in for a surprise." He wanted the world to see he could stand toe-to-toe with one of boxing's fiercest legends. David Benavidez commended Jake's courage. He's got youth on his side, and he trains hard. But Tyson's always dangerous, he noted, hinting that Jake might not realize what he's up against.
You recently stepped in the ring with Jake Paul. You guys seem to be buddy-buddy, man. What do you think it's going to take for that guy to beat a Mike Tyson?
I think Jake Paul, shout out to Jake Paul, he's a great guy. He's very dedicated to his sport, so I think he knows what it takes to beat Mike Tyson. But Mike Tyson's always Mike Tyson. Like you said, people don't have a plan until they get punched in the face. So when Mike Tyson does that, I don't know.
Meanwhile, WWE legend Shawn Michaels added his voice to the debate, admitting that Tyson's power still frightened him. "One punch from Mike and it's game over," he said, hesitating to pick a clear winner between age and youth.
I believe Jake is, obviously he's got the youth and he's a hell of a boxer, but I just grew up being petrified of Mike Tyson, and I don't, just the fact that you get in the ring with Mike, I don't care if he's 59 or 109, Mike hits you once and I think you just kind of shatter. So that's going to be one that I think is going to be tough to call. But it's one, I gotta be honest, that's one I'm looking forward to seeing.
Other fighters didn't hold back their skepticism. MMA fighter Sean Strickland called Jake a disgrace, mocking him for challenging an aging Tyson. "If I see Paul on the street after he loses, I might just tell him to quit," he scoffed.
It's bullshit, man. It's, I mean, how old is Mike Tyson, 60?
57.
57. Jake Paul.
27.
You are a disgrace of a man. You are the epitome of weakness. You are the scum of the earth. The fact that you even have a platform or anything of that nature is a slight on society. You truly make me. And if I ever encounter you in real life, I hope that I just don't lose my shit and go to prison.
The press conferences only fueled the tension. Tyson, calm and unyielding, refused to play into Jake's antics. While Paul laughed and posed, Tyson's silence was chilling, as if he was already calculating his next move in the ring.
Let me just be honest, he's improved a lot. Yes, he did improve a lot, but he's not going to have a good night when he fights me on July 20th.
What did his ribs feel like when you touched them on Monday during the face-off?
They felt pretty hard.
Make up your mind, were they hard or am I fat?
Well, you're fat, but you had hard muscles, okay? But outside your muscles, you're fat.
Jake's longtime supporter, Cody Rhodes, voiced faith in him, mentioning Jake's access to top trainers and facilities. "People forget, Jake's been training like a pro," Rhodes said. "But Tyson won't make it easy. This won't be a YouTube video."
That's a tricky one. I mean, I think everyone, when it comes to a Mike Tyson fight, even today, want to see this big, legendary Mike Tyson knockout. But Logan Paul and Jake Paul have a wonderful gym, Problem Child Gym down there in Puerto Rico, where I once got to visit, and I was blown away by. They have every modern training thing you could possibly think of, surrounded by the best professionals. And I know you see them in all these social and these influence videos and all this different content creation. They have such an arrogance and such a bravado, but if you've ever met either of the Pauls, they seem to be the most disciplined guys in the room. So as much as I love Mike Tyson, I think that's Jake Paul all the way.
Jake Paul's longtime critic, former MMA fighter Michael Bisping, has been vocal about the matchup. shunning Jake for taking on an aging Tyson.
Hey. Real quick, everyone wants to know your take, man. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, who you got?
No, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson all day? You're the man.
Tyson's response was classic Iron Mike. "I don't talk, I fight," he said, fists clenched, leaving no room for interpretation. His intense training, speed, and focus spoke louder than any words. Jake's confidence had caught the attention of boxing royalty, yet some like Sergio Mora couldn't accept the matchup. Jake fighting Tyson? It's a legacy issue, Mora argued. Tyson might lose, but not without a fight.
Mike Tyson, 58. What is that good for boxing? Fighting a Jake Paul who's obviously in late 20s.
Look, man, I've always been a critic of Jake Paul and having him fight real fighters and boxers. But fighting a fighter that hasn't fought in over 20 years of Mike Tyson, he got beat, 20 years ago. And
he lost the last 2 fights, got knocked out.
Yeah, he got knocked out the last 2 fights. So at 57, 58 years old, come on, man, you're fighting a senior citizen, and it's not fair. I mean, he can look like a beast, Mike Tyson, for like the 10-second clips that he posts on social media. Anyone could do. I can look like a killer right now on the pads for 10 seconds, but as soon as you turn that camera off, I'm gonna be huffing and puffing and sore. Mike Tyson's not gonna be a good look for his legacy.
Hulk Hogan, the WWE legend, voiced concern for Mike Tyson, hoping that Jake Paul doesn't overpower the heavyweight icon in their upcoming showdown. Hogan highlighted Paul's strength, saying to Logan Paul, "Your brother's too strong, bro. He's genuinely super strong." Logan echoed his sentiment, adding, "The weight he lifts in the gym is impressive."
He's too strong, right? Yeah. And he's like really actually super strong. Like, he doesn't look like it. He maybe does look like it a little bit, but like the weight he pushes in the gym is impressive.
Yeah, last night, as soon as I saw him set the guy up, he kept going overhead right with the
Yeah. No, seriously.
Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez expressed that the bout was more spectacle than sport, although he supported boxing's exposure on platforms like Netflix. Tyson versus Paul is theater. Boxing deserves more, he commented.
Tyson, interest you, and how do you see that fight going down in July?
Not at all. Not at all.
Not really, not even interested.
No, nothing.
Do you think it's good for boxing, not good for boxing? No. A lot of people think that Netflix is good for boxing.
I think Netflix is good for boxing, but at that special fight, I think Netflix is doing something wrong there. I think Netflix being involved, yes, is good, but no in that kind of fights. I think it's more show than a fight.
But as the fight day approached, tensions boiled. At their latest face-off, the respect was evident, but so was the fierce rivalry. They exchanged brief, intense glares. 2 generations, ready for battle.
That's crazy.
Tyson had a message for Jake and his fans. "I may be 58, but I'm not done," he said, his gaze cold, fists clenched as he walked off. Jake, unfazed, merely smirked. "I'll be the last man standing," he said with a shrug.
Don't charge at me, Tyson.
Fans are left divided, wondering if Tyson will claim one more knockout, or if Jake Paul will rise as the new face of boxing. With legends backing both fighters and countless fans tuning in, the world can only wait for November 15th to see who will be victorious.
Jake Paul is going to lose this fight even if he wins. And this fight might somehow be the worst decision of his career. Now, there's a lot of people that already think Jake Paul fixes his fights. Even Rampage Jackson says he doesn't think the knockouts look legit. Fans also claim it. Patty Pimblett, I don't know who the hell that is, but they said it as well. Basically, everyone's sentiment is if Jake Paul wins, he fixed the fight. Now, Jake has already been criticized a lot because he fights people who are UFC fighters instead of boxers. He brings people out of retirement. And honestly, just personally, when I watched the Floyd Mayweather fight, I felt like Floyd took it easy on him, and I've never felt that way watching any of his fights. Mayweather didn't even hold back against his own wife. The reason that Jake Paul's going to lose either way is because if he loses, obviously he lost, but if he wins, everyone's going to think this was fixed. I feel that way too. I mean, I'm not just a Mike Tyson fan. I don't like Mike Tyson. But there's no denying that the man is an absolute beast and one of the best boxers of all time. And this just got sanctioned, and word on is that Jake criticized Mike's daughter who passed away. So Mike is the preferred choice. He also has the anger of Jake talking about this. He also says he wants to punish him for what he's done to boxing. And this is going to count on his fight record. I think he's going to absolutely go to town on him. And if Tyson doesn't beat him, then it will seem like it's fake. And I think another big reason people are wondering if this is real is because Logan's doing WWF right now. But honestly, if Jake Paul wins, I do personally think the thing was rigged. But let me know what you think down in the comments.
But Jake hasn't held back. Always one to provoke, he's joked about Tyson's age and proclaimed his moment is now. "I'm not afraid of Mike," he said in a press conference. "This is my moment."
Anyway, you talked about him being able to knock people out. You say you got to risk it for the biscuit. How much, is there any level of fear stepping into the ring with an icon like Mike Tyson?
Oh, I'm not scared. Sorry, I'm not scared of shit. No, not at all. Not at all. I was born for this. I was born for this moment. The universe told me this was gonna happen. You can ask Mike. I did ayahuasca, called him up and said, we're gonna fight on the biggest stage possible. It's destiny. And now here we are, years later, actually making it happen. I was made for this moment, born to do this, and I'm gonna put on the performance of a lifetime on November 15th, and the universe will align for all of its glory and good for God.
As the fight draws closer, Netflix announced it would stream the event live. "This fight is history," Jake said, pride evident in his voice. "When I win, I'll be taking the torch." Yet Tyson, undeterred, continued his quiet but intense preparation, letting his training footage speak for itself.
Know you're in super shape. You're going into this fight, you're nearly twice as old as this guy. Is that an advantage for him? Younger, faster, although you looked like you were on your A game in the video. I mean, do you feel? Yeah.
I don't think he's faster than me.
Right. How hard are you training?
I train every day.
Okay. How many hours a day are you training?
I take it serious. Listen. Well, listen, it's the whole day. The process goes through the whole day. I get up in the morning, do the road work. Then I go to the gym at 1, then I go to the strength and conditioning guy, then it starts all over again. I think he's came a long way from YouTube. And listen, I seen a YouTube of him at 16 doing weird dances. That's not the guy I'm going to be fighting. This guy's going to come, he's going to try to hurt me, which I'm accustomed to, and he's going to be greatly mistaken.
Let's talk about, there's been a lot of rumors out there about the fight that maybe you're going to have 18-ounce gloves, you're going to be wearing headgear. Any truth to any of that?
No, not true at all. Not true. Not true. No true. Listen, this is called an exhibition.
With the world's eyes on them, even Tyson's former trainer, Teddy Atlas, weighed in on the matchup, warning that Jake might be in over his head. "Jake's not ready for this," Atlas remarked, pointing to Tyson's vast experience and his ability to dominate opponents even now.
I'm actually a fan of Jake Paul's, and I'll tell you why. The American dream. He had a vision, he had a belief. He went out there, he took all his YouTube, whatever you call those freaking things, all his YouTube followers. He went to a different platform, to a different arena. As I said, he had a vision for what he was going to do. And you know what? He had the guts, he had the determination to go out there and color in.
Jake's supporters insist his youth, speed, and agility give him an edge, though doubts linger. While he's trained hard and won against previous opponents, he's never faced anyone like Tyson, a veteran whose brutal power remains a defining trait. The final press conferences were filled with tension. Tyson's calm resolve clashed with Jake's brash confidence. Jake, who built his career on proving critics wrong, knows that this fight with Tyson is his biggest test yet. He's taken down several opponents, but Tyson, a true heavyweight legend, is different.
Let me just be honest, he's improved a lot. Yes, he did improve a lot, but he's not going to have a good night when he fights me on July 20th.
What did his ribs feel like when he touched them on Monday during the face-off?
They felt pretty hard.
Make up your mind, were they hard or am I fat?
Well, you're fat, but you had hard muscles, okay? But outside your muscles, you're fat.
Tyson's former trainer Freddie Roach noted, Tyson is a fighter who never backs down. The stakes are high, and Tyson's promise to crush Jake has created a buzz that only adds to the anticipation. As Roach puts it, if Tyson connects, it could be lights out.
You know, I used to train Tyson. I like Mike a lot, and he does come by my gym once in a while to say hello and visit and stuff. And then all of a sudden this fight's coming up, and you know, it's a younger, maybe stronger man. But no, I can't say stronger because Tyson's very strong.
For Jake Paul, this fight is more than just another match. It's a defining moment and a chance to cement his legacy in boxing history. A victory would not only silence the critics who label him as merely a social media sensation, but also solidify his position as a serious contender in the sport. However, the stakes are high, as he faces none other than Mike Tyson, a legend whose name is synonymous with fear and dominance in the ring. Tyson's experience and reputation make him a formidable opponent, and this matchup will test whether Paul can rise to the occasion against one of boxing's most iconic figures.
The gods sent us for a war of the ages, and I respect Mike. He's a legend, but it's time. It's my time now. There's a reason why I have the same birthday as Customato, because I'm going to teach you how to box, Mike.
The world is captivated by the impending clash, with fans and critics alike wondering how it will unfold. Will Jake's youth give him the edge, or will Tyson's sheer experience overpower the young disruptor? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates. Do you think Mike Tyson will keep his promise, or will Jake Paul shock the world? Share your thoughts below, and stay tuned for more.